standing on business. He's standing on business. I'm standing on.
I cut my family off if I feel like you on bullshit.
That's how I be.
And so, like, soon as you show me one sign of that you on some fuck shit, like, I just cut you off. Cause, like, if you do it right here, you'll just keep doing it. Like, it's in you. And I can't change that about you. So, it ain't no hard feelings. I just don't fuck with you like that.
I got blood family members that I don't fuck with. Do you honestly think that I give a fuck about you not liking me?
Because I'm a peace-seeking vessel and I found myself. I don't have many friends, so I am by myself. And that's cool. I like me, I'm good for my health. Not you.
It's giving boss speech. It's giving boss speech. It's giving bad bitch. Never ever play me like I'm ass. Never bring a nigga over where I lay my head.
Hey Rych Babes, welcome back. I'm Bella Dyor. Welcome to a Rich Girl's Glow Up. Today we're going to talk about something that is not so easy to discuss, but it is necessary: cutting off your negative family members. This is not easy, and this is honestly the last resort. It's certainly not something that anyone wakes up and just wanting to do, but sometimes for your mental health, your peace, and your growth, it becomes necessary. And it's actually what we're going to talk about today. Why it's good for your mental health, why titles aren't as important as how people treat you, and how to move forward when it's time to let go. So grab your tea, grab your coffee, girl, and sit back, okay? We're going to have a real talk about something that so many of us are struggling with or have struggled with, including myself. Firstly, your mental health comes first, always. It doesn't matter if it's your mom, dad, uncle, aunt, cousin, brother, sister, all of that, baby daddy. If someone is toxic and continues to bring you down, you have to prioritize your peace of mind. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Surrounding yourself with negativity will only deploy your energy and spirit. I know it's hard, but because we've been continued to believe that family comes first no matter what, but the hard truth is you come first. A huge part of breaking free from toxic family members is letting go of the belief that titles automatically earn people a place in your life. Yes, it's difficult when it's your family. You may have to grow up hearing blood is thicker than water or family over everything. But what happens when that same family is tearing you down? Titles don't mean shit. Okay? Titles mean nothing if the action behind them are fucking harmful. A parent, sibling, or cousin should be showing you love, respect, and support. Those are the traits that matter, not just a title that they hold. I had to cut off my aunt who raised me. I know I spoke about it before in previous videos, and I also have a memoir that I wrote. It's on Amazon if you want my entire life story. But the link is below for that. And it hurt me deeply, but my therapist told me something that really shocked me, and it stuck with me. He said that my aunt and my ex-husband did not have the capacity to love me in the way that I needed to be loved. That was some powerful realization. That was some hard shit to swallow. Like, what? He also told me that I ended up marrying the same traits within my husband because I never healed from the trauma that I had with my aunt. So I'm telling you, therapy is something that we all need. But that was such a powerful realization because I had to always hang on the idea of family, but I had to let it go. I had to let the title go and see the relationship for what it really was. Now, let me clarify. I'm not saying cut people off for every little disagreement. Don't be silly, okay? Disagreements are part of life, and you don't always see eye to eye with everyone, including family. But when disagreements turn into abuse, manipulation, or toxicity, that's when you need to start considering whether it's time to step away. Abuse is not okay in any form, whether it's emotional, verbal, or physical. And just because someone is family doesn't mean that they get a free pass. Please do not cut your sister off because she stole your brush. That doesn't make sense. Alright, Rych Babes, so let's get started with this video. And please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. I will be back at the end of this video with the rest of my commentary. So stay tuned until the end if you want to hear the rest of what I have to say. And again, love you all, and I'll see you in a few.
3 things I wish I knew in my early 20s. Cut your family off. I know you said that in the last video. I know what I said, and I said what I said. This is for the people that were commenting saying, oh, you can cut off a couple cousins, but your mother and your father are baby. They can go too. I don't care if I came out of your butt crack. I do not care if you sculpted me out of clay. Number 2, baby. As a mother, a lot of people, especially my mom, told me when you have your own child, you're gonna understand me and you're gonna appreciate me. When I tell you, my daughter is the reason for me finally making the decision to move on with my life without my mother in it. I love my daughter so much that I look at this girl every day and I ask myself how someone could treat their child the way I was treated. And number 3, stop explaining to people why you cut your family off. It's nobody's business and they weren't there. I'm not explaining myself to no damn body.
Just because they family don't mean you can't cut them off. If they did something to hurt you, if they overstepped your boundaries in any type of way, cut them off, family or not. No, because I hate when people say that, like, oh, but they're your mom, they're your dad, they're your sister, they're your brother. I don't give a fuck if they were the president. If they do something that hurts you and you feel like they could have apologized or they could have moved about that situation differently, cut them off if they hurt you. You know what I mean? It don't matter who it was.
One thing about me, I will cut you off. I will. I've cut my own sisters off before. Sure have. And it ain't no coming back. Because the thing is, when you cross a line of something that I don't like, I don't care if you're family, friends, or whatever it is, I'm just not with it. And when it comes in between your morals and how you are and the things that you do, it's just something that I can't get down with. Because if I know you do it to regular people, what makes me think that you're not going to turn around and do it to your own blood? So blood is not thicker than water, and sometimes you just got to cut those people off. And I've cut them off, and it has been a year, I think, or something like that now, and I'm okay. Because if you do something that I know that I don't agree with, and I will not stand by you with that agreement, I'm not going to be with it, okay? Right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm not that type of person. I'm just not. I'm not that friend. I'm not that sister to yes ma'am you or to agree with everything you're saying. When you're wrong, and when you're right, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have time for that, and I think more people need to do that more often. And people say like, oh no, you shouldn't do that to your sisters. You shouldn't cut your family off. You shouldn't do that. That's still your family. That's still your dad. That's still your brother, whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They knew they were my XYZ too. But they still did it. And when I feel like it's just, it doesn't align. When I really say it doesn't align with me, y'all, when it doesn't align with me, I'm going to just pray and I'm just ask the Lord to heal and fix or whatever it is. But sometimes people can have too much trauma, too much baggage that sometimes you don't have to be a part of. You don't have to stand and listen to that. You don't have to hear that, okay? And it's okay to sometimes for people to come to you with their problems or the things that they may have going on. But listen, child, if you do something I don't like to somebody else, just know that karma gonna always spin the block, and sometimes I'm gonna have to X you out of my life. I'm just saying.
One thing I wish I knew before I cut my mom off.
I cut my mother off, and it was perhaps the best decision in my life. And I do encourage anyone that has been raised by a narcissistic parent to do the same. In all seriousness, I always knew since I was a kid that I was gonna have to cut my mother off the older I got. I just knew it. And to this day, a lot of people are shocked that I really had an easy time walking away from her. Now, before y'all try to call yourselves reducing my experience with a narcissistic mother, it's deeper than her being mean. It's about her being calculated. It's about her letting other people abuse me. It's about a whole bunch of stuff. And to this very day, this woman expects me to feel bad for her, and I don't. This woman literally prayed that I would do bad in my life. In what way should I ever feel bad for anything that this woman goes through? And when I learned that there were more people out there with a situation like mine, it was very bittersweet, but it was really comforting to know that I was able to walk away and that
the early stages of loneliness did kick in because when I saw people have healthy relationships with their mothers, I'm happy to say I was not jealous. But it did hurt for a little bit because it was like, damn, I wish. But I'm happy that I don't have this urge to have a kid just so I can prove I will be a good mom, because that's what some people end up doing and then they end up resenting it. And then I'm happy that I don't walk around jealous, to see healthy relationships with mothers and their daughters, because I love to see that. And I know I was deserving of that, but I was just robbed of it. And that's okay. Now, even though it sucks that I do not have my own biological mother to talk to, it is what it is. But I have mother figures that really do compensate for it. I even have some heavenly mother figures that are up there being my guardian angels too. I'm very grateful for them as well. I'm just grateful. And it's weird to say, but I'm grateful that I do have a narcissistic mother. Only because it's the blueprint on what not to be. And a lot of people usually don't even end up having my type of mentality. A lot of people, when they meet me, they would never think that I survived what I have. And to me, that's dope, because that really means that God kept me. And I can't take the credit by myself, because God really kept me going. Because I could have been a disaster. I could have been someone full of jealousy and hatred. But I'm not. And that's lit. I heard it all. You only get one mama. That's your mother. You don't disrespect her. I'm going to say this for everybody that is in my position. It is not disrespect telling the truth about what I've dealt with. It's only disrespect when you don't like the fact that the truth is way more uglier than the person that you're looking at. And the people that want to be on that narcissistic motherfucker side, stay there. Don't flip sides. I don't do that shit. And I know a lot of people who have so much hope for their narcissistic family members, and then it always backfires. And my heart breaks for people that deal with that. But you gotta understand, you have to be strong enough to just accept the ugly truth. You're not seen as a person to a narcissistic parent. You're expendable. If you get in their way of anything, even if that's their self-esteem, you're going to get your feelings hurt. Point blank, period. But yeah, I just feel like that if you ever have to wake up and just realize that you had a relationship with a narcissistic parent, trust me when I say it is going to hurt to realize that you have to walk away. It's going to happen. It sucks. But you're making so much room for better in your life. And you don't want to just be stuck in this vicious cycle of narcissistic abuse, of being let down. Your hopes are high and then it keeps on happening. You don't want to deal with that. Like, you don't. And I cut my mother off in 2018. It's 2023. And if there's one thing I will say is, the crazy thing about removing yourself from narcissists, I'm a firm believer in narcissists. They unalive quicker. They start to fade off the face of the earth when you remove yourself, because you're their source of life. Ever since I removed myself from my mother, some things have been happening. And it just raises a lot of flags for me. And I'm not saying that I don't ever pray for harm on anybody. But it's not just her. It's other women that I have met that have said that the moment that they removed themselves, their narcissistic parents' health declined. That's really weird, and that's scary. So yes, cut the bitch off. I don't give a fuck who it is. Your mother, your father, whatever bitch ass narcissistic family member you got that's wasting your life away. Cut the bitch off. Would you rather waste away or realize your worth, go through the crazy journey of what growth is, and live your best life, or would you rather waste away? Your choice.
I don't fuck with family members during the holiday season. A bitch cannot guilt trip me into going back and kicking it with my family members for the holidays. That's some straight up bullshit. They haven't changed. They still don't like your ass. They was gossiping about you before you walked into the room, and they're going to continue gossiping about you when your ass leave. Fuck the holidays. Fuck kicking it with family members. I said what the fuck I said. Some of y'all is delusional as hell. Some of y'all are so scared of being alone during the holidays or finding creative shit to do. As a single person, bitch, if you don't get off your ass, take yourself to the movies, treat yourself out to dinner, and take your ass ice skating, bitch. There's a million and one things to do as a single person instead of going to a place where you know a bunch of motherfuckers, your blood relatives don't fucking like your ass, never did. Always had something negative to say. They stay cyber stalking you, and they got something to say about every fucking thing you do. They judgmental as fucking hell, and you're gonna go kick it with them on the holidays? Is you? What's going through your mind? Are you that desperate and scared of being alone? Your family don't like you. Okay? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to, help you protect your mental health, honey. Because all they're going to do is tear your fucking mental health down. They know you happy when you're not around them. They watch your social media and they see you're busy traveling and going on vacation and enjoying life. They know that already. So they're going to throw jabs at you. You go over there, to visit family. They're going to fuck with you mentally. They're going to try to get in your personal business. They're going to ask what you do for a living. Are you still single? Why you ain't married yet? When you having kids? They messy than a motherfucker. And they'll do it with a smile on their face. And see, I'm the type, I'll cuss a bitch out. I don't give a fuck about the elders. I will cuss an old man, old woman out. I used to be the sweetest person. Let a family member, I stay away from family because I know me. I got to protect them from me because I will end up in jail. I'm sick of family. I'm sick of the toxicity, the dysfunction, the gossiping, the messiness, the snide remarks. I'm tired of it all. And I don't have the patience, the tolerance. I will hurt somebody if they disrespect me. So I don't put myself in them types of environments. Family can catch these motherfucking hands. So as a single person, I go out by myself and I have a good time during the fucking holidays. I don't stay in the fucking house being fucking depressed. Fuck them people.
One thing that I want to be normalized so bad is this right here. Cutting family members off if they are weird, if they act like they don't like you, and if they harming other people. Like, is no exceptions. My granny be, but that's your family, that's your sister, that's your cousin, that's your brother. Baby, I don't care if that's a dog that I raised up from a pup. That hoe go weird, I'm getting out of Dodge. Amen. Like, people have a hard time with this, but that's your family. Like, y'all having a hard time juggling it. If you got to say, but even though they did this and that, that's still my family, to keep you around them, then you don't need to be around them. If you got to do all that, a whole introduction, like, I don't know. I'm just, me personally, I don't be around nobody I don't like. I have a brother. He knows I don't fool with him like that. I high and by my brother, but I feed him with a long handle spoon, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because I know who he is, and I accept him for who he is. I just choose not to deal with the things that he do. Just like people be, like, accepting their family member when they tamper with children. But that's my cousin, this and that. But what if it was your baby? You get what I'm saying? Like, I just don't fool with none of them. I just stay clear of anything weird. That's just me. I cut a man off quick. I cut a friend off quick. I cut a sibling off quick. And I will cut anybody off quick. That's just me. Like, I'm not about to sit around you with no fake energy. No fake love. No, none of that. I don't care who you is, who you came from. Baby, I got a pair of scissors for you. Just because we share the same blood, I can't even see my blood, baby. I don't even know if all this is a hoax, amen? So I just stay clear. I really do.
Something that took me a long time to fully grasp was, one, if people in your family don't like your parents, whether it's your mom or your dad, more than likely they don't fucking like you. And two, if you come from a family where people are just kind of tolerating one another, but they don't genuinely like one another, you need to stay the fuck away from them. Like, nobody likes each other. Everybody talks shit about everybody. Family functions are filled with animosity, negativity, and slick shade. Everybody's love language, quote unquote, is throwing shade at one another. It feels like a fucking Real Housewife of Atlanta reunion every family function. Stay the fuck away from them people. You need to figure out how to get away from those people. I know a lot of us do not come from money and stuff like that, and then our parents do not be setting us up for a great future. So sometimes we get like comfortable and stuck, quote unquote, in these family dynamics that are actually toxic as fuck and holding us back. But I think the only advice that I can really give you is hit the ground running. Hit the ground fucking running. I don't know how you're gonna do it. I don't know when you're gonna do it, but you need to get the fuck away from those people. That's a part of breaking the cycle for you. Getting the fuck away from those people.
When you no longer talk to your family members, there's always someone who tries to tell you, oh, that's still your ex, that's still your wife, like you should still talk to them. No, I shouldn't, because that person know what they did to me. Why should I have to tell them what they did? Why should I have to try to make amends at it? Why should I try to fix things when you know that you intentionally tried to hurt me, or you know you hurt me, or you did something to me and you know you were in the wrong, and you have no accountability, and you don't take up for your, for what you did. You don't speak out. You don't say anything. Why should I have to come to you, another grown adult, and tell you what you did to me? I'm not doing that. I have gotten so past the people pleasing stage and the trying to make everything right type of phase. Long as the Lord know I got a pure heart and pure intentions about what I do, I shouldn't have to come back and try to chase you to get you to respond or try to do something to me. When you made that bed, you gonna lay in it with me. I used to always think about the other person before I made my decision. I was so conscious and so self-aware, saying like, well, maybe, I did XYZ. But then I realized some people are just messed up individuals. And it doesn't matter how good of a person you are and how good of a person you may be. There's always going to be that someone that's still going to do things to you. Okay, that's just life in general. But I don't care who leaves. If you hand me the scissors, don't be mad when I cut you out of my life. Friends, family, it does not matter to me. I'm not making amends with no one. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. If you can't see the wrong in what you did, but you can always see the wrong in what I've done or what you think I've done to you, then we don't need to have no conversation or no friendship situation or no nothing anyways. We're gonna forever be family, yes. But when you've done something to me, done deal. You're done. You're done. You're done.
You want to change your life? Learn to let go, cut off, transition out of relationships with people with the label of family member. Here's why. It will take everything in you to let go of that discomfort just because someone is labeled your family member. That, just from learning how to do that, you will learn how to change within yourself. Because it's going to be uncomfortable. There may be pushback. There's going to be a lot of doubt within you. Because anyone who has that label of family automatically has a bungee cord onto us. And until it is realized that just that label of being a family member is just that, you will constantly be that elastic band that is tethered to them. But when you learn the skill of learning what's best for you, regardless of the label of someone else, everything in your life changes. How you treat yourself changes. Your list of what you will accept from people in your circle changes. And ultimately, how you see yourself in this life will change. Think about it. there may be family members that, if they didn't have that label of family, they would not be around you. So why are they? Challenge yourself to grow in the space of knowing what makes you feel your best, what allows you comfort, and what creates the power within you. And that is having people around you that love you, respect you, and fit your personal list that you build yourself of what is acceptable to be in your presence. And if a family member doesn't fall under that, make the work to leave it alone. It may be the hardest thing you have to do, but you will see how life becomes what you want it to be.
Well, my relationship now with my family, they're my biological family, and I wish them well.
Mo.
Well, here's the thing. I watched you do I think it was like a little clip, and they were talking about interracial dating.
Yes.
And you said, why would somebody stay where they're miserable?
Right.
That applies everywhere, Shannon.
Okay.
It just doesn't apply to that, especially in our community. We've been taught, take care of your family, make sure. Well, there are some families that deserve it, and there are some families that you have to say, listen, I'm so glad we had this time together. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's where I am with mine. I wish all of them the best, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
So even as I sit here with you now, with all that's going on in Hollywood and all of the stuff I had to go through, I've already been through it with people that you call your.
Sometimes you have to turn up on them to make them respect you. Either it's the police or we gonna fight, but you're not violating my boundaries. So when you pull away from that toxic, narcissistic family structure, you're gonna get gang stalked. What your parents will do is, because they know they've abused you, but they're going to act like cowards and not approach you or apologize. They're never accountable. You're not going to get, if they apologize, it's a fake apology.
Gaslighting.
I am no longer accepting toxic behavior just because we call each other family. As I've been going through therapy, I have just realized how toxic some family dynamics and relationships can be because we've allowed our families to treat us any type of way. As I've become a mom, I realize like there's things that I get triggered by with my kids because of how I've been talked to since I was a child, and I still get talked to as an adult. And I think one of the most toxic things that I have learned is that you are to respect adults and that you are supposed to do what they say and not what they do. The type of parent that I want to be is one that is filled with grace, understanding, but also one that wants to model what it means to be more like Christ. So I'm encouraging you, and I'm encouraging myself, to start advocating for yourself. It's so easy to advocate for yourself with strangers because you don't know them and you have no loyalty to them. But I'm gonna start advocating for myself, my needs, my desires, my emotional and mental health, in order to actually have a deep relationship with somebody. The reality is, I'm grown. I got my own kids now. The only person I do report to is the Lord. And if we can't find some way of having some sort of meaningful relationship and can care deeply and love one another, this is actually not a relationship at all. And definitely not one that I want to participate in.
Cut out your fucking negative family. You need to start dealing with your negative family members just like you deal with negative strangers. Walk away, stop listening to them, block them on social media, get them away from you. And I'm not saying in every situation. There's gonna be the outliers that are just negative here and there, but I'm talking about the toxic motherfuckers that try to drag you down every time you talk about your goals.
This the realest shit you gon' hear. Learn how to play dead emotionally. When you dealing with people who are just unhealthy for you, you gotta learn how to, you feel me? Take your emotions out of it and understand that some people just ain't gonna change.
Now, I know I'm gonna have some of you in the comments and saying, oh my goodness, this is so manipulative. You need to have more communicative skills. Baby, a lot of times when people are officially cutting off their family, it's because they went through every other avenue and this is the last result. I just want to put that out there as a disclaimer for all of my extremities in the comments, because I read all y'all comments and some of y'all just be I love all y'all, okay? But it's still so hard, but it's necessary, right? Cutting off a family member, especially someone that's close to you, is super hard and it's super scary. You're breaking away from a bond that society has told you you should hold and last forever. But the reality is you come first and always. If someone is preventing you from being the best version of yourself, or if their negativity is stunting your growth, it is time to go. I know the fear that comes with cutting ties, the fear of loneliness, of guilt, of feeling that you're doing something wrong. But trust me, you will gain something much more valuable: peace, peace of mind, peace in your heart, and the freedom to focus on what really matters, your happiness and your well-being. The road ahead may be tough, but remember, you don't owe anyone a seat at your table just because they share your last name. You are allowed to create boundaries, and you are allowed to enforce them. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, support you, and love you unconditionally. And remember, you are not alone in this journey. There are so many people out there who had to make the tough decision of cutting off their toxic family members. So, Rych Babes, if you're going through this, I want to say I'm sorry. And just know that you are not alone. It is a difficult but necessary step for your mental health, your growth, and your peace. Do not let titles hold you hostage in toxic relationships. Remember, you are worthy of love, respect, and kindness no matter who it's coming from. Okay, should I go down the list again? Mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, baby daddy, husband, best friend, anybody and everybody. Okay, the titles does not matter. It's all about who treat you with love and respect. So with that being said, my loves, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Stay rich.